All right, real quick, it's yours truly, Mr. Taliaferro. Before the video starts, it would mean the world to me if you follow me on Twitter, Instagram. That's how my business grows. It's Mr. Taliaferro on your screen right now. When you follow and subscribe to me, you become one of the Pharaohs. That's how I talk business, and that's how you support a young hustler out here getting it. All right, Mr. Taliaferro TV, how's everybody doing? I do want to make this statement clear. My sports content has switched over to my Ferro Reacts YouTube channel. So please, if you're going to be into NBA content this summer, I will post a video or two on my main Mr. Taliaferro platform. But for the most part, we're going to cover free agency like no other. Trust me on that. I'm going to run up a few 20s of thousands subscribers this summer on my NBA YouTube channel. So please subscribe. Again, that's Ferro, F-E-R-R-O, Reacts. On YouTube, you can find me, and that's how you'll be able to get all of my sports content this summer, especially the NBA free agency. We're going to cover it day in and day out. Got a lot of great videos coming as we track not only what LeBron James is going to do this summer, but we're going to track what happens with a couple of the Golden State Warriors. Kevin Durant technically is a free agent, even though no one believes he's going to leave Golden State. Kawhi Leonard, we're going to see what happens with him this summer with his situation with the San Antonio Spurs. Pretty much didn't play all season. And also Paul George, who is a free agent to be this summer. So we're going to be on it, on top of it. Please stay tuned to that. Now, it's time to get to what this video is about. LeBron James, ladies and gentlemen, the Golden State Warriors have won their third championship in 4 years. Kevin Durant wins his second Finals MVP back-to-back years. He now has a 2-1 edge in his matchup against LeBron James in NBA Finals competition. Speaking of the word competition, I will say this about Golden State. I don't want to take anything away from them and their 2018 NBA championship, but competition was at an all-time low in the NBA Finals. Honestly, the NBA Finals was decided in the Western Conference Finals. When the Warriors came back down 3-2 to the Houston Rockets, and they had the Cleveland Cavaliers in front of them in the NBA Finals, they knew they had another championship. The Cleveland Cavaliers are just not a great matchup for the Golden State Warriors. And with that being said, I still don't like what Kevin Durant did. I respect it, but I don't like it. The man made a move for him and his family, and now he's in a position to win championships. A lot of them. You know, gotta respect it. He wanted to be in a situation where he could win, and he's in that situation now. Now, in regards to what we've seen on the basketball court, this series was done after Game 1, after J.R. Smith's lethargic performance in the fourth quarter of Game 1 in Golden State, in which the Cleveland Cavaliers would have been able to win that game had J.R. Smith potentially win that game if they would have at least allowed themselves an opportunity to put the ball in the basket with no time left and the game tied, to put the ball in LeBron James' hand. He finished with 51 points in that Game 1 of this playoffs. You got to believe after that the Cavs put some pressure on the Golden State Warriors, who now would have been at home in Game 2 in Golden State, and they would have had to win that game. We've seen Kevin Durant play some of the worst basketball of his life when they're in pressure situations. We've seen LeBron James play some of the best basketball in his life when he's playing with no pressure. So for them to lose Game 1 the way they did, not competitive in overtime, it pretty much killed any possibility, any small hope of this being a competitive series, because the Warriors are just remarkably better than the Cleveland Cavaliers. Heck, the Cavs won only one game last year with Kyrie Irving, a top 10 player in the NBA. They didn't have Kyrie this year. The team has gotten worse from top to bottom this year. They don't play well with LeBron. You got Rodney Hood, who didn't even want to check into a game in the series with the Toronto Raptors. You're not getting anything from Jordan Clarkson. J.R. Smith is a shell of himself at this point in his career. Kevin Love's body is breaking down on the court. Kyle Korver was dealing with on the court and off the court issues. He lost his brother right before the playoffs. George Hill is a shell of who he used to be as a basketball player. And with that being said, even George Hill at his best in his career could not do anything with a Steph Curry. Tristan Thompson, dealing with stuff off the court. He makes $80 million and he's getting you 5 rebounds a game in the NBA Finals. This Cleveland Cavalier team had nothing for the Golden State Warriors in the NBA Finals. This is not about the Cavs not being good enough against the Golden State Warriors. The narrative that should be being told this morning or late last night, or whatever you want to call it, when this video drops, is how LeBron James took a depleted Cleveland Cavalier team to the NBA Finals anyway. Every series in the NBA playoffs this year, according to my estimations, the Cavs had a worse team. In the first round, the Indiana Pacers had that Cleveland Cavalier team beat. It took 7 games to beat the Indiana Pacers. Victor Oladipo, Lance Stevenson, Miles Turner and company, they had this Cleveland Cavalier team beat. Fast forward to the second round, the Toronto Raptors, the number 1 seed in the Eastern Conference. They had got their bench together. They were loaded. They had built this team to beat one man, and they got swept. The Toronto Raptors, from top to bottom, had a better overall team than the Cleveland Cavaliers. LeBron is just mentally in the head of the Toronto Raptors. That's why they're looking for a new coach, as they have since fired Dwayne Casey. And they're likely going to trade Kyle Lowry and or DeMar DeRozan this summer. The Boston Celtics, even without Kyrie Irving and Gordon Hayward on the court, that team just has more hoopers on the court than the Cleveland Cavaliers team does. Once you get past LeBron, if you're hooping in the playground, I could make a case that the next 7 guys you picked, if you were hooping on the playground, would be from the Boston Celtics roster, even without Kyrie and Gordon Hayward. After LeBron, I want Jason Tatum on my team. I want Jaylen Brown on my team. I want Terry Rozier on my team. I want Al Horford on my team. I want Marcus Morris on my team. I want Marcus Smart on my team. These are all guys that I picked before I even get to the second best Cleveland Cavalier, Kevin Love. I want hoopers on my court. And the Boston Celtics had more hoopers than the Cleveland Cavaliers. With that being said, LeBron James in 7 games still willed this team, this Cleveland Cavalier team, to the NBA Finals after losing their second best player, a top 10 guy, Kyrie Irving. You get to the NBA Finals. You lose that game 1, as I stated previously, with J.R. Smith's lethargic performance in the fourth quarter. After that, we now find out that LeBron James was playing in the NBA Finals with a broken hand. This team was doomed from the beginning. It would have took a perfect effort for them to even compete in the NBA Finals. And after game 1, they did not get a perfect effort. Really, in overtime of game 1, from there on to the end of the series, the Cavs competed, but the effort wasn't perfect. And that leads us to this summer, as LeBron James has maybe one of the top 5 biggest decisions of his career. And I'm watching LeBron James in the post-game presser. He said this will not be as difficult as his decision to leave Cleveland in 2010. He said it won't be that difficult. But he did acknowledge that he's going to have to consider his kids and his wife. The last time LeBron made a decision of this magnitude, his kids weren't in high school. Bronny James, LeBron James' firstborn son, is a really good basketball player. LeBron wants both his sons to go to his alma mater, in his high school alma mater, and play basketball in Ohio. If you leave Cleveland, they're going to have to, if you leave Akron, if you leave the Cleveland Cavaliers team, they're not going to be able to play basketball there. They're going to have to move to California if LeBron decides to go to the Lakers. They're going to have to move to Philadelphia with LeBron if he decides to join the Philadelphia 76ers. They're going to have to move to Houston or San Antonio, depending on what LeBron decides to do in free agency. And we don't know if LeBron, with his family, wants to do that anymore, wants to make a decision of that magnitude and leave. LeBron has a beautiful 3-year-old daughter. She wasn't born the last time LeBron made a decision of this magnitude. The last decision he made was coming back to Cleveland. Savannah hadn't had LeBron's daughter yet. So there are many factors that were not in play 4 years ago when LeBron decided to come back to Cleveland. Mind you, LeBron said he would never leave Cleveland again once he made the decision 4 years ago. But with some bad signings, including LeBron's guys, Tristan Thompson and J.R. Smith, and Kevin Love's body breaking down, and losing Kyrie Irving, and the firing of their general manager, David Griffin, we find ourselves here, where it's likely that LeBron James has played his last game as a Cleveland Cavalier, and the summer 2018, the summer of LeBron James again, has now begun. I believe LeBron will be leaving Cleveland. And a lot of these problems are problems that he helped create. Like I said, LeBron wanted J.R. Smith to stay in Cleveland. LeBron wanted Tristan Thompson to stay in Cleveland. They gave Tristan Thompson $80 million over 5 years. They gave J.R. Smith essentially $15 million a season. No one had made an offer to J.R. Smith outside of the Cleveland Cavaliers when they gave him that huge contract that he did not perform up to the standard of. There's nothing else you can trade on this team. Jordan Clarkson is on the contract. Larry Nance Jr. These guys will be returning. They didn't help their value as LeBron carried them to the NBA Finals this year. LeBron is likely leaving. If you want my guess on who's the front runner to Atlanta, it's probably the Houston Rockets. If I were LeBron, right now, as of today, as long as I knew Kawhi Leonard would be healthy, I would go to San Antonio. But in my heart of hearts, I cannot see LeBron James moving to Texas to play for the San Antonio Spurs. It just does not fit LeBron. But if we're talking basketball, the teams that make sense to me are Portland, because they have guards, and San Antonio, because they have great coaching, and another guy that's given the Golden State Warriors fits in the past. Remember, last year, Kawhi Leonard had the Golden State Warriors down 25 before Zaza Pachulia hit him with a cheap shot under his leg and injured him for the rest of the playoffs. Hell, he still ain't returned from that injury 100%. You team LeBron up with a guy in his prime like Kawhi Leonard, a Finals MVP himself. I think you got the pieces of a team that could at least be competitive in the Western Conference Finals against Golden State. It's going to take something magical to beat these Warriors. They're really, really good. 3 out of 4 years, they've been the NBA champions. They're really, really good. It's going to take something magical to beat them. LeBron James, Kawhi Leonard, and Popovich as your head coach is close to magical. The summer of LeBron James has started, and we'll be covering it. Make sure you follow me on that Ferro Reacts channel for more exclusive quality content. The Cleveland Cavaliers swept by the Golden State Warriors. Congratulations to Golden State. Kevin Durant wins his Finals MVP for the second straight year. We find out LeBron James broke his hand after game 1 after he hit a blackboard. Summer of LeBron begins, and I'm excited. I'm out.
I want to salute you, homie, for building your own thing and doing your own thing, creating your own platform, your own website.
I got one life to live out my dreams, and I'm giving this thing all I got. I interview celebrities. I talk sports. I represent the culture.
Right now, you're turning up on itsmrtaliaferro.com, shawty.